We're ready for health today, being Wednesday, March 25th. So if you grab your health book, we want to review real quickly, just kind of getting started in our health book, um, studying about our bodies, studying about how we grow and change both mentally and physically. So let's go into health today. Okay. Let's look at page 3, where you were working on your questions there. Um, so we'll look at number 1. How do you grow? Talk about it. When Jesus came to earth, he grew in 4 ways. How are you growing in the same ways? So Jesus's physical body was very, very similar to us. Now his spiritual mind and spiritual body was quite different, but physically we shared some of the same characteristics with him. So you are being able to read. Jesus had to learn how to read. He grew physically. He was getting taller. He was learning. The day that his Mary couldn't find him, he was in the temple, and he was talking to the priest in the temple there. So he studied and he learned, and he made new friends. Jesus, was a person that when he was here on earth, he went into the crowds, he went into the multitudes. He didn't stand back and say, "I'm God, you come to me, I'm above you." He's just like us. He felt pain, he felt sadness, fear. He felt all those things just like we do. Number 2, when you participate in an activity, different parts of your body work together. Explain how the parts of your body work together to help you enjoy your favorite activity. Okay? Now, an example, I'm here at church, and so I went and took a break a while ago. I played the piano for a little bit. So when I went to play the piano, Lucy, I know you're practicing piano. Lily, and I think you mentioned to me that you may be working on some piano. If I've missed anybody, let me know. I'll recognize you. But some of you play guitar, play different instruments, dance. So there's many activities that you guys take. I'm going to focus on playing the piano because there are several different things working there together. Okay? When you play the piano, your eyes, I have to see the notes. I have to read music. My brain tells me to touch the right keys, hopefully. And then my ears help me to hear the music I'm playing. So I see the music, I read the notes, I play, then I hear. Now, I might be looking at the music, I may not touch the right key. But if I don't touch the right key, my ears alert me to that. So we have several different senses and systems working together there. Okay? Think of some ways you can care for the body God has given you. Oh, wow. We could spend all day right here talking. We exercise, we eat the right fruits and vegetables and get the nutrients. We don't eat Oreos and drink Gatorade all day. You can do that some. It's okay. But everything needs to be in what? In a balance. That's right. Not Gatorade and Oreos. Not, something up here all the time. A good balance to take care of our bodies. We exercise. Like I told you, I've been cutting, mowing the grass. I've been, outside walking. I've been walking around the house trying to get some exercise. So we need to take care of our body. Our body loves that, to be able to do those things, to get up and to move around. That's what we're made to do. We're not, we have a skeletal system that picks our body up and moves our body. We're not a worm. We just don't want to stay in one place all the time. So it's a good balance of keeping ourselves clean, keeping the right fruits and vegetables and nutrients in our minds and bodies that we need to eat, being able to exercise. And also, we talked about our hygiene. We talked about flesh, and we talked about flesh is rotten. If you feel like that sometimes maybe, I don't need to take a bath. We see how rotten our flesh is. If you don't clean it, it smells bad. If you don't brush your teeth, how do teeth smell bad? I don't understand that. It's what's inside that smells bad, right? It's that breath coming out of us. So we really need to understand that we need to keep our bodies clean, keep our clothes clean. Make sure I go to Rachel's room. I'm like, Rachel, please get all those clothes out so we can wash them. They don't need to. If you've been sweaty, you don't need to pile your clothes up and let all that stuff cook together there. It needs to be clean. So, your physical body may not smell bad, but your clothes can smell bad. So we just try to keep all those things clean as we move through. Okay? So let's turn to page 4. Be healthy. Health, the health be. Health. Heat, the health be. I'm sorry. My eyes, Miss Upchurch's eyes are old sometimes, right? I always ask you, just forgive me. I'll catch it. So, Bethany Urbina. Here we go. Here's a poem from her that she's written for us. All the bees go buzzing when Heath walks through the door. He's strong and he's fast. He's polite and even more. He's always very careful and he's always very kind. Some say he's the greatest bee that you could ever find. He's always there to lend a hand when there is work to do. And when he needs a snack, he chooses healthy honeydew. I like honeydew melon. He always wants to be his best in body and in mind. It's true that Heath's the greatest bee that you could ever find. So eating right, doing those things right, not only affects our physical body, it affects our mental, what we think, our mental thoughts. If you don't eat right and you're tired, eventually your body will shut you down. You'll have a headache. You'll feel bad. I just need to go to sleep. Your body will say, hey, enough's enough. Let's take a break. Sometimes I get a headache and it's just my body saying, hey, you need to slow down a few minutes, take a break. So we'll take a little nap. I get up, headache's gone. So let's just be mindful that we're taking care of ourselves. Page 5, healthy habits. Look at the top of page 5. Make sure you're noting your terms to remember. Habit, something you do without thinking. Posture, the way you hold your body when you sit, stand, or move. So let's go back to habit for a minute. Yesterday when I was talking to you in language, I said, so if any of you have questions, just like I was speaking to the whole class, because that's what we've done day in, day out, about 120 some days of school. So it's hard for me not to, there's my pronoun, me. It's hard for me not to say, okay, guys, if you have questions, that's what we're used to doing. That is a habit for me. It is a habit for me to talk to you just like you're here with me. I can hear you. I can hear you in my mind. I can hear your voices. When I call on you guys to read, I can hear you. I can hear you pronouncing these words. Those are habits to me. And then posture, the way we hold our body. When I spoke to you in reading about don't read with your body slumped over, it compresses your lungs. It makes it hard for you to be able to speak clearly. That's why sometimes in music, Miss Gardner says, guys, stand up. Y'all need to stand up because you're just kind of, then when you stand up, it opens up all this where you can speak or sing clearly. So, and I've noticed myself, I'm trying on the video, when I turn, I'm trying to make sure I'm standing up straight and not kind of rolled shoulders. So I'm trying to be sure that I am aware of my posture, the way I'm holding my body. I have a great skeletal system. I have a great muscular system, and I need to put that in work so that I can stand up and I can speak clearly. If I was just like this the whole time talking to you, that wouldn't really be a lot. You wouldn't be happy looking at the top of my head all the time. So making sure we're standing up right, okay? So let's look at page 6. Let's flip over. You are just reading there. You're good when your posture is correct. When you have good posture, you can read over this. I'm just going to hit the high points as we kind of go through. Some days I'll have Rachel. She had to work today again. So some days I'll have her. We'll take some turns reading. She and I will. Or Kathleen may be with me, or Mr. Upchurch. He's been with me some today. So we'll take those turns, okay? So when you have good posture, the weight of your body is supported as it should be. Your blood can circulate through your body properly. You can breathe. You feel more comfortable. Your body can grow. You can sit, stand, or walk. Your mind is more alert. You don't want to put your foot into a shoe that's too small, right? Because it is going to compress your toes and your feet, and your bones are not going to grow right. Your feet are going to be tiny. They're going to be scrunched up in there. So we need to make sure that we are picking up our bodies, allowing our bodies to be able to grow. Unfortunately, I'm finished growing, but you guys are not. So make sure that you're taking care of your body. Also, when you have good posture, you have your good blood flow. Sometimes I sit on my leg. I shouldn't. And I get up if I'm reading or whatever, and I get up in a little while, my foot's asleep because you're not getting that circulation. We bend our arm and lay on it. We fall asleep, we wake up, we're like, where's my hand? It's falling asleep. We can't feel it. So those are all circulation. I'm not saying that hurts your body or anything like that. I mean, your body still takes care of it. You're not denying circulation that long, so don't panic. But, when it falls asleep, you just need to be sure that you move it around and get that blood flowing back. You're all good. It'll all be fine. Look at page 7, sitting correctly. You can see there, sitting correctly. When your ears, shoulders, and hips are in a straight line, it helps you sit tall. You place your feet flat on the floor with your toes pointed forward. That's good posture. You can look at your examples there. If you sit for a long time, you should occasionally stand up and stretch. That's why when we had our class, we would take a 2-minute break. We'd stand up and stretch, get that blood flowing. Your body was in a certain position, even though it may have been in a good posture position. We need to get up and move around. Okay? Page 8, I know I'm going kind of quickly, but we're going to kind of, go through this as we can. Number 1, you have your pencil. So you're ready. A blank is something you do without thinking. Habit. Yes. You ever brush your teeth in the morning, but you get your clothes on and you're eating, you're like, did I brush my teeth? Because it's a habit. You don't remember doing it. There are things that I do and I don't remember if I've done it. I have to go back and check. I have to go back and see, I brushed my teeth. My toothbrush is wet. Yeah, I did it. Just a habit is something we do without thinking about it. Number 2, blank is the way you hold your body when you sit, stand, or move. Posture. That's right. Posture. If you don't know how to spell it, look back. Number 3, how does having good posture help your body? Right. Good circulation. Our organs, we can breathe easily. It allows us to grow. Number 4, your blank, and blank, notice the commas there, should be in a straight line when sitting. Your ears, shoulders, and hips. You don't want your head forward, your shoulders rounded forward. You're not in that good line there. You want all of that to be up and back. So ears, shoulders, and hips. And then number 5, your toes should be pointing forward when you are sitting. Okay? Everything's in one good line. All right, standing correctly. You have on page 8 there about standing, your feet. You have strong foot bones and they give you good posture. It's amazing to me how important our toes are for our balance. It's a perfect design. God is the perfect creator. If you want to say he's the perfect architect, he put this together just right. That little bitty pinky toe and that great big toe on the other end, both have a significant role in your balance. It's amazing. I'm standing here now and I'm kind of rolling back on the heel of my foot. I can feel that there for my balance. If I didn't have it, I would tip over backwards. So it's just an amazing design that God gave us. You have people, there's a little bit there about people with flat feet. We talked about this a little bit. We looked at our feet, remember? You don't have that arch. So you just have to be careful with that. And there are special supports that you can get in your shoes if you need those. Okay? So you, on page 9, you have a little Mr. Bones there, a little skeleton. And you see how she's standing. You want to have a straight line when you stand. You don't want to be, limp forward or kind of over or even back this way. You want everything to be in a good straight line. I promise you, and parents, if you're listening, as you get older, yes, we want to be sure that we keep our posture. It's very important now, and it's even important at my age. I don't need to start having the to rolling my shoulders forward and my head going forward. Kathleen, my daughter, she's a physical therapy assistant, and she is big on posture. She's my mama. Make sure you're standing up straight. You don't want to develop those habits and carry them into your later years. So she's always watching out for me. Page 9, walking correctly. I think we talked about this. Kathleen was telling us how to. There's so many muscles and bones that work together. It's not a simple process. A lot of muscles have to fire. They have to relax, contract. It's a lot going on at the same time. Page 10, you have your posture when you're walking correctly. You need to lift your feet. Don't shuffle your feet. When we're walking down the hall, some of you get those wet tennis shoes, squeak, 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 squeak. That means you are shuffling your feet. And if you shuffle your feet, there's probably a good chance you may trip and fall. So you want to be sure you are picking up your feet. I'm not saying you have to pick up and walk in like a march, but just do pick up your feet. Pick them up off the floor and move forward, okay? Don't shuffle. You might trip and fall. You have a young lady there. She is balancing a book on her head. I don't know if you can do that or not. I've tried. I don't know if I have too much hair up here. It makes it kind of uneven. But, you can see where your posture is. If you put it there and it falls right off, then your head tends to lean forward. If you put it on and it falls off the back, then maybe you're standing, you've got an arch in your back. You're standing up, your head's too far back. So that's a good little exercise to do there. Okay? Posture for work and play. You can read there on page 11. Bending correctly, pulling correctly. Those are all things when you're bending over. You need to be careful that you keep your back straight. You don't want to pick up with your back. You want to pick up with your legs when they're heavy objects. And, when you're pulling an object, you're bending at your knees and you're placing one foot in front of the other and you step backwards. You don't just, now, my puppy, he is a great puller. He's got those little feet and he is just digging back. I mean, he is really in tune to what's going on. So, let me click this off real quick. So, I'm going to, let me move this down. My battery's about to go dead, so I'm going to kind of speed this up. Okay, page 12. I need you to finish reading page 12, answer the comprehension check, and then I'd like for you to read through page 15. Okay? Page 12 through page 15. I'm going to have to go ahead and finish up there. And so please read page 12 to page 15, and we'll start on page 15 tomorrow. Okay? Thanks. Oh, now health is done. Ready for history. Thanks.